You pick the side, I just hope you gon' stand on it.
Welcome back to the Stand On It podcast, your favorite sports talk show where me and my boy Delonte give real conversations, analyzing and breaking down the game we love without gimmicks, without the BS, and without the clickbait. My name is Khalil Chapman. I'm here with my guy.
Delonte, man, this is the first episode we did on Zoom, so shoot, welcome you guys.
Yes, yes. Thank you for rocking with us. We're trying to bring y'all different types of content, different formats more often. So you'll see us once a week, that's for sure. And we're trying to get content out to y'all twice a week, ideally. If you're new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button, share with all your friends and your family, and follow us on all the social media. As you're watching, leave your comments in the chat and let us know what you think. Of our opinions, of our takes, if we're right, if we're wrong, or drop questions you might have so we can answer them on next week's episode. All good. Tay, you ready to get into week 3?
Yes, sir.
All good. Week 3 in the NFL had some great games. A lot of games came down to the wire. I think it's better for the sport when we have more close games and real competition than blowouts. But we had both this week. What's the first game we're talking about today, brother?
The first game of the week. It should be everybody game of the week, the Eagles versus Rams. Man, that was a crazy game. The Rams looked like they was making a statement that they was one of the people that was going to contend against the Eagles for the Super Bowl, going to the Super Bowl in that conference. They started all good. Devontae Adams looked like Devontae Adams in the first half. Puka Nacua looked like one of the best receivers in the league right now. Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, that 1-2 punch, they were doing their thing too. The defense was getting after Jalen Hurts and stopping Saquon. Saquon ended up having about like 46 yards the whole game. And, the last 2 games they played against him, he had 200 yards in both games. So they made a point of emphasis to stop the run,
Yeah.
and it was working. And I just think that Los Angeles got real conservative in the second half, and
Yep.
it came back to bite them.
Yep.
And shout out Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter for the 2 block field goals, and that probably might be the play of the year, him blocking that field goal and running, because that big dude was moving.
Yeah, it's
I think
definitely
they say,
it's in
go
early
ahead.
contention of play of the year. Go ahead.
I was just saying they said he ran like 18 miles per hour on that last play. I was like, man, that he was moving though. I ain't gonna
Big
lie.
boy was getting up there.
Yeah. But yeah, what was your takeaways from that game?
I think the Eagles, I think for an okay game, I would call this a B- game from the Rams. I would call it a C+ game from Stafford. I think they had times where they were really assertive on offense, and they had times where they kind of took their foot off the gas, and that's not the keys to success for that team. They have to run and gun. They have to get wide. As the more they can get outside the numbers and get vertical, the better. I
Hmm.
don't necessarily think they have power backs, and this slow, like wind them down, punch them out offense is not going to work for the Rams. It'll work for their defense, yes, but for the offense, no. On the defensive side of things, I think that the Eagles only opened it up once they decided to go down the field, hit the middle of the field,
Right.
and go vertical. I think they know that their keys to success are the run game and the O line. But the run
Hmm.
game don't mean nothing if you ain't throwing the ball. Like then you just allow folks to stack the box and you put Saquon at the risk of injury. You know what I'm saying? If he's just running into 9 guys, running into 8 guys every time.
Right.
I do think Zach Bond on their defense. I think some of the keys they have on defense are just insane. Jalen Carter, Zach Bond. I mean, their secondary is nice. I mean, I think if the Eagles stay healthy, man, they're just a dominant team. And I think yesterday they slipped, they fell, and they got back up, and they were like, "Oh snap, we actually have one of the best offenses in the league, and we should act like it."
We've
And I
been
feel like,
saying that.
yeah, at that moment you can kind of see that switch, and then that momentum kind of does everything, right? Like block field goals, big plays. They had a first quarter interception on Stafford. Loved Stafford, but he was running through his reads way too quick and held the
Mm.
linebacker down with his own eyes. And I'm like, dude, you're a 15-year vet. Those aren't things you can do against a team that's this good. So I thought the matchup was great. It was a good chess match. The
Uh-huh.
coaches were kind of moving the chess pieces on the board, but when the Eagles decide to like throw that thing and throw it for real, like with intention, we're trying to take 30-yard chunk plays, we're doing the deep post, deep outs. I don't know if there's much you can do if you're the Rams or really any other team at this point.
So, it's a couple of key points I want to get to for that game before we go to the next game. For the Rams, I was talking to my brother. My brother is a huge Rams fan. He's a diehard Rams fan. He's not a bandwagon. He's been a Rams fan since before I was even thought of. So shout out my brother Darius. We was talking, and I told him, I said, if we had a pie chart for how the Rams lost the game or reason why they lost, I would go. Sean McVay gets like the majority slice of the pie, but Matthew Stafford is right there because he missed a lot. He missed a lot of throws, brother.
What
Like,
about your boy though? Your boy dropped on it, hit him in the chest,
oh
dropped on
no,
his
no,
chest.
but when I mean Devontae got blamed too. But if you watch the film on that game,
Yeah,
Matthew Stafford missed about 5 to 6 throws to him
I agree.
that he should have been able that he would make. I know they're still trying to get their timing down. Matthew Stafford didn't really practice at all at training camp, and Devontae just came over there this year, so I can see why. But I didn't really tell you, but when I was thinking to this matchup, I was favoring the Rams because I feel like the Eagles don't have anybody to cover Devontae.
Right.
But what they did was they put Quinyon Mitchell. He shadowed them
Yeah.
the whole game,
Okay.
and then they just rolled coverage to Puka. But shit, Puka was still getting off. He had
Getting off.
112 yards.
Yep.
So that's why I thought that was a team that was successful and set up to beat the Eagles because they
Yeah.
got two good number one receivers, in my opinion. So I thought that was going to be able to lay his head. Now going on the Eagles, I want to give huge props to Jalen Hurts because when I was watching that game, I was like, I even made a tweet saying the passing offense for the Eagles is abysmal, and the second half, I think they had all the momentum. Like we down by all these points, we gotta throw the ball. Like
Yeah.
so, I think the Eagles are not used to trailing. Like all of their games, majority of the games that you watch, they're always up. So they can run the ball to Saquon, hand it off, Jalen Hurts, do RPOs or running the ball, quarterback scrambles or whatever, right? But when you know the defense know you have to throw the ball, that's when you show if you really like that. And he
Yeah.
proved that game that he was. And I know people, I know he doesn't, and I know other people
Yeah.
not forgetting that Devontae Smith and AJ Brown might be the best wide receiving duo. If not one, they're two.
Yeah.
So, and AJ Brown is a top five receiver to me, and he proved that when you gave him a bunch of targets, he was making his run after catch. That makes him one of the best at that. He might be the best at run after the catch because you can't one person can just take him down. And they had Emmanuel Forbes on him. He weighed like 130 and
Yeah.
AJ Brown's 6'4", 230 that can run a 4.4 or 4.5. So I just think that the Eagles need to find a balance for these games because they play Tampa Bay this week, another 3-0 team, and that's going to be a great game. And I think
Yeah.
they got to find a balance because they can't keep just relying on Saquon. He's not. I don't think he's running for 2,000 yards again. So they got to find some different things to do on the offensive end.
Yeah, I mean, and I won't belabor the point too much, but the only way he does rush for that much is if the defense is worried about the pass game, right? And I think
Right.
when he first got there, it was primarily on the pass game. You got Smith, you got Goddard, you got AJ
Brown.
on the outside, and like
Mm-hmm.
that amount of threat, you gotta respect it, right? So your safeties aren't gonna crouch down towards the line. They're not gonna be in the box. They're not playing heavy nickel. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
like for that to open up the game for Saquon, I feel like for the Eagles, they just kind of have to turn the clock back and think about like setting up the game for Saquon, right? Like the O line and the run game, they got to be the MVP in the fourth, not the first, second, and third quarter, right? Because then you can't punch it home and you ain't took no shots. So I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think that play with Dallas Goddard down the middle was like a 30-yard touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
That's
His
what I'm
first
talking
one
about.
of the
Like picture
season.
perfect, right? I think that was a play action pass, if I'm not mistaken, and they had the safety bite on it, right? And that ability
And
to
just hit
really
him on
just
the
make them
seam.
pay. You just make them
Mm-hmm.
pay. So it's like, yo, get out
Mm-hmm.
the box. And then the next time you come down, we're gonna do the same thing. But if you stay out the box, I'm gonna hand it to Saquon. And I like this 7-on-7 matchup with the fronts. So now I'm with you. We'll keep it pushing to the next game, but the Eagles versus the Rams was definitely the game of the week.
Game of the week, no doubt, no doubt.
Let me know about this Broncos versus Chargers game. I do think Justin Herbert is showing himself these 3 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Tell me what you thought about that.
Ooh. So, man, the Broncos had just came off a tough loss to Indianapolis last week. The field goal that the Colts kicker missed for 60-yarder, and then they got a flag for leverage, and it was a 45, and he made it. So that was a tough. Letting Daniel Jones come in there. I mean, not coming there because they was away, but beating you guys. I didn't think that was happening. That was a real big upset to me that week. So this week, the Chargers just beat my Raiders. We get to them later, but man, there was a good game. The Broncos was leading dang near the whole game, honestly, and just a couple missed throws by Bo Nix, man, and I just think Bo Nix has been very rocky. And I know we talked about in the predictions episode that we had the Broncos finishing last because we couldn't really trust him as a development of year two. And I don't know what it is about these sophomore slumps or whatever, but it's like I guess this is really a thing. But yeah, man, I think I want to give a shout out to Keenan Allen, man. He's turning back the clock. He's always making clutch catches. He had a clutch third down catch he made. He had a clutch touchdown catch where Justin Herbert avoided a sack, scrambled and threw it to him, threw a dot to him, and he caught it. And they got him like a late season, I mean, a late training camp signing because Mike Williams retired.
Yeah,
so,
but also
man,
anybody could have picked him up.
Right. No doubt. But I just think, he's familiar with Justin Herbert. That's been his quarterback for a long time. And their chemistry is still there. Like, he has never left. So, Justin Herbert played his butt off. He made clutch throws. And, man, he playing like he want to win MVP. Jim Harbaugh is doing his thing right now, too. He's good with quarterbacks. So, the Broncos got a lot to think about and go on the drawing board because they gave the game away to Indianapolis and they gave the game away to the Chargers. And you got to be able to close those games out, man. That could decide playoff seeding. If you make the playoffs, tiebreaker situation. So, man, I just think the Broncos, they was feeling themselves. And in the offseason, Sean Payton said that the team he had was better than a lot of the Saints teams that he had with Drew Brees. And I think you can't put those type of expectations on a second-year quarterback, and he haven't really done anything yet. So that's my takeaway from that game. What about you, bro?
I mean, I need to dive a little bit deeper into this tape as I was at the Niners game yesterday. So that took all my energy. But man, what I have been watching is a lot of Justin Herbert dropbacks. And I'll tell you, for a young dude to move through his reads, to feel comfortable in the pocket, to stretch the play, as a defensive coordinator, outside of Lamar and maybe Josh, this is the most dangerous person in football right now. Like, there's no part of the field that he can't hit going left, going right, like poise in the pocket, getting out the pocket and running, understanding the play call, the playbook, reading the defense. He had a couple throws yesterday that I'm like, I'm cool with just watching that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
But like, dude is turning these receivers who folks may not know, right? Like, brother from TCU was getting dogged for years.
Quentin Johnson.
And he's there and he's killing it. Like, he's catching bread in a basket. So I'm just like,
he's that deep threat.
Justin Herbert, and I love the conversation that we used to have about Joe Burrow, because the tools that I see in Justin Herbert are the tools that Joe Burrow has. But I'm like, there's something here, a good old line. So I'm not gonna hate. But there's something here with this young kid, man, where I'm like, the sky feels like the limit. Like, and it feels like he's just getting to that point where he knows. He had one where he stepped up into the pocket closed, he got away from the defender, backpedaled and ran to the left with somebody trying to tackle him, slings it sidearm, running to the left with his right. An absolute dart. He catches somebody making a cut across the end zone like 35 yards down the field. I just think this shit is special. I don't know if there are too many guys in the league who can move like him. Like we said, if we said close your eyes and build me a quarterback, if you ain't building Lamar, most people would be building a Justin, right? A 6'5", 6'6" cat who can throw it 50, 60, 70 yards with ease. And I feel like Jim Harbaugh, excuse me.
Jim Harbaugh.
It's really the right person to kind of get a system right, to get the players in the right mindset. He's like a leader of men, and I feel like that's the one thing that Justin Herbert was missing, was like that real mentor, that real like fire behind him. And they look good, man. That offensive line looks absolutely fantastic.
And they don't even have their best offensive lineman in Rashawn Slater because he tore his patella.
That's what
But
I'm saying. And it's like next man up mentality. And shout out Najee Harris. He just, it looks like he just tore an Achilles.
yeah,
A
that
Bay
definitely
Area
was a torn
cat.
Achilles.
Man, through and through, good brother, a good athlete, a great football player. But we want to see him healthy and back on the field. So
Yeah, get well soon. Get well
yeah,
soon.
prayers up to
The
bro.
last thing I wanted to say on that aspect is the Chargers went 3-0 so far in their division
Yep.
matchups. They beat the Chiefs week one, beat my Raiders week two, and they beat the Broncos. And like I was telling you earlier, that stuff it might not matter to people now because it's like, oh, it's week three or we're about to go on to week four after this Monday night football game. But that matters down the line because if you get those tiebreakers, the Chiefs has already dug themselves in the hole by going.
Right.
They was 0-2. They just won against the Giants last night. But if you could starve off the Chiefs and you have a better chance of winning the division, you get a home
You're
playoff
good.
game versus at your home, even though the fans don't really show up like that, but versus going to KC where it's cold in January, that matters, bro. And playing in a dome versus playing outside. So I think them winning their first three division games, going 3-0, that's good, man. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to touch on that.
I agree. I agree. Next game we'll talk about in week 3 is Chiefs Giants. As bro is alluding to, the Chiefs being able to catch a win. I thought this was the worst game that I've seen Russell Wilson play in a long time. And not stat wise. Like when you're watching it and you feel like you're confused, like that's never a good thing. This is somebody who's been in the league for more than 10 years. I, as a fan, as an audience member, shouldn't feel confused. And Brian Daboll needs to be fired. This should have happened 3 years ago. But
Right.
I shouldn't feel confused on like what's going on. Why in the red zone are we running RPOs and designed runs? One, we did it twice in a row for Jackson Dart. We bring this old guy, Russell Wilson, back and we do the same exact thing. I think he's got two opportunities to extend a play and launches the ball into the back of the end zone. It looks like there's like little conviction, little will to win, and little to like fight beyond the experience you're getting. And I'm like, it just looked like it was time to hang it up after that, man. I was like 6 points or 9 points, and there was no real fight. I was wondering if guys are like trying to rally behind Russell Wilson. Do they rock with him? Is this their guy?
Right.
Um, it just felt whack, man. At a certain point, I was getting ready to turn the game off, but Patrick Mahomes threw an absolute dart to number 80 on the Chiefs. Who's
Tyquan Thornton.
there? You go. I knew you knew his name. Taekwon. I knew Taekwon. I didn't know his last name.
Yeah, former
Um,
Patriot.
but he was throwing darts, man. I thought he kind of kept, for me, he kept me in the game. But part of football is like there's a feeling you should get when watching it. Like, oh, you are willing to like run through people's chest.
Uh-huh.
And the Giants defense got like they have that. And I think that is kind of driving the team. But that offense, dude, lifeless is the word. Like for neighbors to go 3 quarters with one target, you're idiots, first of all. And then second of all, what they were doing in the red zone, I was just like, y'all don't want to win. Y'all aren't, it don't
He
look like
got his first catch in the fourth quarter, bro.
yeah. And then yeah, the play calls were just late. It was lazy. Like the play calls were
Oh,
lazy.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm not putting this no play calling on David. I'm putting this game on Russ, man. If
Yeah.
you watch that game, he was feeling himself from last week against the Cowboys. He threw almost 500 yards. Malik Neighbors was going crazy. He was doing his thing against that secondary against the Cowboys. But you got to understand, Russell Wilson, he doesn't do any intermediate throws, bro. He throws check downs. He was throwing the check down to your
And
boy
bombs.
Scatterboot. He was throwing the Scatterboot, and he was kept throwing them deep balls to trying to throw it to neighbor or
He was
Wandale
throwing it to the Chiefs,
Robinson.
brother.
Yeah, like that play that he threw to Rondell Robertson, he didn't even think the ball was going to him. He faded away on that post route because it was two DBs right there. Like, what are you doing? And then the second one that he had one-on-one coverage with Malik Neighbors, he didn't
Neighbors.
even give him a chance to throw the ball. And then it was another D ball he threw that got Malik Neighbors injured because it's like you keep just spamming the same play. It's like somebody you play in Madden and they keep running the same play. Like, bro, I
Yeah.
know what you're doing. You keep trying. You want to throw the deep ball. We got a safety right there.
Lazy. That's to me,
Yeah.
that feels like lazy ball. Like, oh, I'm gonna just we went 3 and out 2 times in a row. So the next time I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna come up, if I get a look, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna throw the ball six
Right.
yards down the field. It's like, look, brother, if nothing else was working, that's probably not gonna work. And to your point,
Nah, for sure.
there's no intermediate throws, there's no medium.
Mm-mm.
There's no chunk plays. We're not actually challenging the defense to cover.
He just want to throw the deep ball, bro. I'm telling you. And it's like the Giants defense was hanging with the Chiefs. Like I told you, like we talked about it before. Their front four with Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, and our
Brian
new
Burns
corner.
was a monster last night.
So it's like, bro, well, they helped. They was doing what they could. Mahomes started, doing his thing in the second half, but in the first half they was shutting them down. Like
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
know, I don't know. The Giants they could have won that game, man. And I think Russ' poor decision making ruined that game. And that pass, that goal line, whole situation where he threw the ball in the locker room or whatever, going in the stands or whatever, that was terrible. And then the other one, when he threw the ball, just hitting the goalpost, like, bro, what are you doing? And why would they run a quarterback draw with Russell
He's
Wilson?
he's bailing. So there were two times in the game. There were definitely two times in the game that were quarterback draws. But then there were
Right.
other times where he literally bails. And I feel like I'm watching a rookie quarterback, right?
Do he think
Like
he
the
see
play
out of
doesn't
Russell
develop,
Wilson?
the line breaks down, and then he tries to run like he's Lamar Jackson and is tackled like a yard and a half later. I'm like, this is almost
Man,
pathetic. I would rock with the young dude
he
just
not even
because.
Randy Jackson right now, bro.
Oh, I
I
know.
don't know what he got going on. But before we move on to the next game, I don't want to speak on the Chiefs because we didn't really talk about them. We were just talking about Russ and the Giants. Before we get there, actually, Russ, I see what you said now about maybe they should start Jackson Dart because they're not going nowhere. Like I said, they're 0-3. They got a chance. I think they play the Saints next week, so that might be their best chance to get a game. But if
Seven and
not,
10. You roll with Russ,
right.
you go 8 and 9, 7 and 10.
Nah. I don't even think. Nah, if they stay with Russ, I don't think they're winning 3 games
No, I'm
because
saying
they
that's your
best.
that's your ceiling. Like I'm
Yeah,
like the
yeah, yeah.
best we've seen from him in the last 3 years, 9 and 8.
Yeah, man. So, man, we done talking about Russ, man. But just go start Jackson Dart, bro. The speaking on the Chiefs, man, that was a must-win game. They was 0-2. Their schedule for the rest of the way kind of looks a little bleak. And I think getting that W, they could maybe get some momentum, but they can't keep banking on their defense to save them and help them because they're going to play Baltimore next week or this week now. And their offense is not the Giants' offense. They got Derrick Henry, they got Lamar Jackson, they got Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman.
About to get ugly.
DeAndre Hopkins is having a resurgence right now. He's keep making great catches. So they can't expect to go through what they did with the Giants because the Giants is the bottom of the tiers right now. So I think if they can win that game against Baltimore and go 2-2, they right back where they need to be. But if they go 1-3, they just dug themselves a bigger hole. A bigger hole.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you wholeheartedly, brother. Our next game that we're talking about in week 3 is the Packers versus the Browns. Jordan Love goes against that Browns defense, and that Browns defense stood up. That Browns
Shocker
defense
of
stood up.
this was the shocker around the whole sports world for the NFL slate.
What
Nobody
what shocked you about it though? What was shocking?
that one that the Packers lost. Did you not just see what the Ravens just did to them last week?
I but like talk about this game. What shocked you about this game? Like
The
watching
shock
it
what
play
shocked
out?
me about this what shocked me about this game was that the Green Bay Packers only put up 10 points. I know Cleveland's running defense is great. They had Derrick Henry 22 yards, Chase Brown, he had a bad game. Josh Jacobs, I think only had 35 rushing yards. So their front, their front seven and their front four too, they're good. Got Myles Garrett, one of the best pass rushers, if not the best. They just had drafted Mason Graham with the fourth pick of the draft or the fifth pick of the draft. My bad. D tackle, he's good. So they got some good players, man. Denzel Ward, Grant Delpit. So I see that, but it's
How is
like
it? That's what I'm saying. How is it surprising? Jordan Love is the
because
guy. He is the
because
young
you
guy with
gotta
all the talent. But
because
he kind of fucks it up sometimes.
Because if you just look at it, bro, the first 2 weeks they smashed the Lions first week. They smashed the Commanders, and then everybody know they picked the Packers to beat the Browns, bro. We not gonna sit up here and
No,
act
no,
like
no,
we
no.
thought.
That's not my question, brother. And
Okay, okay,
this is that like no clickbait, no gimmicks. Fuck what everybody else is saying. If you watch the game, what
yeah.
surprises you about Jordan Love struggling against the Browns defense? Like what's surprising about that? That seems
Be,
right on brand for me.
because okay, if the run defense, they stop Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
If that's
Your
if
pass
they
defense
stop
is good, bro.
Yeah, but if you know how they was talking, especially they offensive
Who's
lineman saying that
they?
they could, the guy for the offensive lineman for the Packers said we are going 17-0. I don't see anybody beating us. And you lay an egg like that, you need to be stoned because it's
This is
like,
this is football though, brother. Like, and this is what I'm saying, right? Like any given day, any given Sunday, any team can lose. That was kind of my thing with watching the Giants last night. It was kind of despicable. It just looked like didn't nobody had no heart, no effort. The
right.
Browns defense will always play like they're trying to claw your heart out. Jordan Love is the quarterback to
But
have all the tools
but
in the
hold
world.
on.
Just listen, to have all the
Okay.
tools in the world, right? He can run, he can throw. He needs to do a little bit better at reading defenses. But he turns the ball over. He'll have some errant passes. I mean, there's some questionable decisions with play calling. But I mean, the youth of this offense is struggling against an experienced, veteran, physical, stingy defense in Cleveland. To me, is par for the course. They've been a bad team, overall bad team for the last 3 years. That defense has been top 10 each of those 3 years.
Okay, but there's two sides of the field, Brody.
Oh, I know.
What about the defense for the Packers?
Bro, hey, listen. You got running backs, you got guys who are trying to play hard. We're gonna soften that defensive line. We already know what they said about Michael Parsons, right? Like, and
Right.
this was my argument, right? Mike, you make all this noise about Michael Parsons. If we're running straight at you the whole first half and you're not stopping it, or the whole second half and you're not stopping it, I'm gonna keep running.
Right.
A 5 yard run gonna get me a first down in 2 plays, right?
Hmm.
If I'm not dropping back hella deep for 9 seconds, if I can get this ball out quick, neutralize Micah Parsons. I'm like, I think a lot of what Micah Parsons does is hella impactful and can change the way you watch the game and change the way somebody.
He already making an impact. The running game, I agree, but we can't just put that all on Micah. They lost
But the success of that defense, we were
when
putting
they
the
got
success of the defense all on Micah. They were winning, and we're
but
like, oh, they got Micah. It's over.
yeah, because look at Rashawn Gary. I think he's leading the league in sacks right now. He had 2.5 sacks again, or this game because Michael Parsons is getting so much attention. Like I was
Right.
saying before, that Rashawn Gary is going to get a lot of free one-on-ones, and he's a good pass rusher, and he's showing it right now. But you also got to realize they gave up their elite run stuffer and Kenny Clark.
Right.
That plays dividends. Like what you lose in the run game and you got for the pass is going to affect you a little bit when you play these teams that's relying on running the ball. Like I said, they did good against a run heavy team versus the Lions. The Lions run the ball with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. And I'm not really sold on Washington running backs like that.
Yeah.
But the first game, they did good at stopping the run. But this game, he did his thing. And that really was the deciding factor. I know special teams, they got a field goal block. Shout out to Browns special
Yep.
teams unit
Yep.
because they got that block field goal. That was clutch. And then their offense, Joe Flacco made a hell of a throw. And Njoku spotted the ball, got to spike the ball with 3 seconds left, and they kicked the field goal and won. That's perfect textbook how you do that when you don't have no timeouts. So I hear what you're saying about the Packers. It still was a shocker because everybody, just seen the Browns just get destroyed last week. And, Packers are, in my opinion, trying to go for the NFC contenders in the Super Bowl. So that's why it was a shocker to me. But,
Yeah.
like they say, it's any given Sunday. So I see what you're saying on that aspect.
And I think scheme can kind of fuck up a good young team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, 2 years ago, the Niners played the Browns. I think we were 5-0 or 4-1 or something like that, right? And we were rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went into Cleveland and like Brock Purdy struggled. And it wasn't because the Browns were an amazing team. Actually, we should have won that game. We had two opportunities to win it.
Jake Moody.
We didn't have Jake Moody, we would have won it. But that didn't mean like Brock Purdy struggled. And it wasn't like how he struggled before, where like you get a big line on him, you get your hands up, you're tipping the ball down, you're rushing him out the pocket. He was struggling throwing the ball down the field. Like guys were tipping
Right.
passes, he was getting passes intercepted. This is a defense that provides a bad day at the office. Like they are the off day defense. And I'm not saying that's the key for them this year. They're not going to be an amazing team. But similar to that Minnesota team, where sometimes some of them Brian Flores schemes can kind of get you messed up, right? Like for a young quarterback, it's going to be difficult. Like these aren't easy wins, is kind of what I'm saying, right? For a young
Right. Not right.
going into the Browns, going into Minnesota, like these haven't been easy wins historically, given what their defense does in the scheme. And so I mean, I'm right there, which I think David Njoku had a great game. I think Quinshon Judkins had a great game. I think they had momentum
Hmm.
on offense, but this was a slugfest, right? Like, wasn't nobody about to have no 150-yard game. No quarterback was about to have no 400 yards. That was not how this game was going to go. So yeah, man, Packers Brown 13-10. It was a dogfight. It was a dogfight. Um, Looking forward to our teams, man.
Not me. You speak
Hey,
for yourself, bro.
I know that's why
Speak
I'm
for
smiling.
yourself.
But I do want to give you a chance to talk about the Raiders and the Commanders. I was on here last week giving Geno so much praise. But I
Yeah,
think
look
I
at
think
thanks
people
a
I
lot.
think people will see though. I think people will see that you all have a like offensive line that is ready to put him in the hospital, as well as Ashton Genty. So I'll let you talk about the game, but your team got to address that offensive line before folks could really start to talk shit about Geno and Ashton Genty because they're getting dogged right now, and I don't think it's very fair. But go ahead, brother.
Oh man, what a day, bro. What a day. You jinxed me, bro. All that best quarterback we had 25 years shit. I'm still waiting to see that. But to piggyback off what you said, I think the reason we lost this game was both of the lines that we got. The defensive line and the offensive line. I feel as though we we have a great offense, in my opinion, around skill positions. Like Trey Tucker had a coming out party. 146 yards, 3 touchdowns. I think that he did his thing. We got Brock Bowers. We got Jacoby Myers. We got Ashton Genty. We got Dante Thornton. But it's the line, man. It's like if we don't get that situated, we're not doing nothing because that's important. I don't think we have two good offensive linemen right now. Colton Miller is a cool left tackle, but other than him, we don't have no great offensive linemen like that, and that matters. And building in the trenches is why the Eagles are so good, why the Lions are good, why the Ravens are good, why when even the Chargers. We just talked about their offensive line. Having a good offensive lineman and they together in sync, that's important. And if you want to go far in the league and win games. And we lost to Marcus Mariota, bro. Like, come on. It's not like Jaden Daniels is even playing. So I just think we got a lot of holes on both sides of the field. Not like I said, I was never really sold on our corners. So I feel like we're just doing a lot of patchwork on defense. Like besides Max Crosby, it's not like somebody else that just scares you on the field. So it's like he's really a one-man army right now.
I'm with you. Although you guys lost to Marcus Mariota, he was your starting quarterback not too long ago.
He
Um,
was never our starter, bro. He was our backup. He was
well,
our backup.
y'all rolled him out there to start some games after your starting quarterback got hurt. All
Right,
I'm saying is Marcus Mariota is a backup quarterback, serviceable, and obviously can win you a game. I agree with
right,
everything
right,
you
right.
said. I mean, something that I want to back up my guys, right? Like I fuck with Ashton Genty really heavy. Like this is a very
Mm-hmm.
talented running back, and I need people to understand that when you watch stats or you just watch highlights, you are not getting the full picture of the game. Like you are not
Right.
understanding what is happening in the game at all. This brother's got about 144 yards on the season. Like 120 of those are after contact.
After contact. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I don't think people understand that
Say it again. Say it
most running
again.
backs on their team would be hurt if you had 144 total yards in 3 games and 120 of those yards came after contact. And that contact came behind the line of scrimmage. Like this
Right.
isn't
That's what
not getting 4
exactly.
yards upfield. These are defensive ends, 3 yards in the backfield that he's got to like shake off or run through. And there's like three of them each play. And so I've seen some conversation. My brother who used to play for the Steelers, Ryan Clark, was talking big shit about like what is his thing? And I was like, apparently his thing is being able to break free after three guys are in the backfield with him. But I just think all of that was really disrespectful, especially coming from another NFL player. I was like, you should definitely understand the circumstances this brother's in. And he's like a workhorse. Like he ain't shying away from it. It's contact every play. So just wanted to back my guy up. And then yeah, Gino probably had the worst week of anybody after I was talking like him, how I was talking like him with like 3, 4 picks. But y'all know, man, I root for the Niners, man. My quarterback Brock Purdy. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not.
even worse. That's even more of a reason. You watch this dude play, and you're
No,
over
no,
here
no. But
saying,
here's what I'm saying. I also watched the Raiders play for 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like Derek Carr
yeah,
was a good quarterback. But there are
hmm
games that you could go search up of Geno Smith in Seattle throwing for 300 plus yards, some touchdowns, and
hmm
no picks, right? So when he did that
hmm
in week one for y'all, I was like letting y'all know that the talent that y'all have at quarterback might be up there with any of the talent y'all have ever had. Does that mean he is the player? May not mean
right,
right, but he's got tools, man. Gino's got tools, and I feel like if you get a line,
hmm
and y'all will be able to see him. We got a 3 minutes left in this segment, brother. I want to talk about the Niners Cardinals game. These are games we need to win, and
3-0.
to be 3-0 is huge. To have two wins against division opponents is huge. But I'm
Hmm
by any means necessary win the game. So I don't care if we need to like Mac Jones with a torn jersey, broken knee, 8 players injured, 9-9 game. I don't even care. We found a way to make it happen. That last 3 minute drive when I think we turned the ball over, they got the ball back, they were up, and they just had to like run the clock out with
Talking
three.
about that got that safety too.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's really what it was. It was that safety. It wasn't
Hmm
a turnover. Thank you. And we had to punt the ball to them with about 3 minutes left, and they couldn't convert.
hmm
So we got the ball, and you know who we give it to at that point, man? Christian McCaffrey. I feel like people are like looking for flashy stuff. This brother, this is like one of those. I'll just run through your face as much as possible
Yeah,
and score a
he
touchdown.
had a clutch screen pass that they drew up to set up Eddie Pinheiro for that field goal. And shout out
Exactly.
Mac Jones though. I was watching that game the last 3 minutes. He was marching down the field. He's hitting Kendrick
Poised.
Bourne,
Yep.
Ricky Pearsall. He was hitting Sky Moore. Y'all got in the trade from the Chiefs. So he was doing his thing, man. And shout out to Mac Jones for that.
He was dominant. He was dominant. I think Ricky Pearsall, this is his coming out party. Like
Oh yeah, 100
There's
yard
no way
game.
you could. There's no way you could watch 3 weeks in the NFL and be like this guy. You know what I'm saying? Is not
Yeah,
top 15 at this point. Top 15, top 20. Like these are conversations I'm willing to have. The
you
hands,
just gotta keep it
routes,
going.
the speed. I'm like he's actually nuts, and he ain't dropping passes either. So it's been good to
Yeah,
watch. Him and Mac have a great connection. But also CMC, man, he had like 8 receptions for like 70 yards. At some point, he was
yeah.
the number one receiver that day. So man, if Mac could keep it going, our defense is fucking phenomenal. Um,
Shout out Robert Saleh.
this was the best we've ever played Kyler Murray too. We've never played him as good as we played him yesterday. He just like runs around on us and he likes to extend the plays because he knows that gets some of our linebackers out of position. Uh,
Mhm.
Cardinals aren't a bad team though. I will say it took a lot of
They
discipline.
had a lot of ugly wins though, man.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of fraudulent 2-0 teams. Well, they're not undefeated no more, but they was 2-0. So y'all did what y'all was supposed to do. Shout
Yeah.
out Mac Jones, defense. Robert Saleh looking good, man. You might get another coaching job if he keep doing the way he's doing right now.
Nah, we're good. Stay here. Stay here. That's good. That's a wrap on the week 3 rundown. Thank y'all for checking out this segment, and we'll be right back with you with the next segment. All right. To finish out week 3, we've got Carolina blowing out Atlanta. The Cowboys got trampled by the Bears, and the Saints got embarrassed by the Seahawks. Our surprise team for the first 3 weeks is Indianapolis. They've got good wins against the Dolphins, the Broncos, and the Titans. Really, all their position groups are firing at all cylinders, and their running back just looks resurgent. And for whatever reason, Daniel Jones looks like a baby Josh Allen. And so yeah, their coaching staff, the scheme, and the personnel, they're just firing right now. That's our surprise team for the first 3 weeks. Our standout performers for week 3, for me, are Ricky Pearsall and Emeka Egbuka. Ricky is going crazy in San Francisco, knowing he's really the only guy we got on the outside who can make moves and make something happen. And he's capitalizing off his opportunity. And Egbuka, kind of similar. I mean, we see Mike Evans go down. We know, I mean, I said last week, he kind of should get more targets. They should start to feature him as the premier wideout. And they are. And this dude is making absolutely phenomenal catches. And so, yeah, those are my two standout performers from week 3. Brother Tay.
Shout out Ricky Pearsall, like you said, making the most of his opportunities. No Ayuk, no Kittle. No, Jawan Jennings has been banged up, so he's been doing his thing, 100-yard game. And Ibuka, like you said, you called it, bro. Like they should start making him the wide receiver one. Mike Evans is gonna be out for a while. He's been doing his thing, so I can't wait to see how he looks with more targets. He's going against the Eagles secondary, so if Quinyon Mitchell's not guarding him and he got Dory Jackson, he might get 200 receiving yards. But shout out Isaiah Rodgers for the Vikings. He had a pick six. He had two pass breakups, two fumble recoveries. He's looked like a good cornerback, good signing for the Vikings. And like I said, the Eagles are kicking themselves because they could use him right now. So that's who I got.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Moving on to week 4. Myself and Tay will give our predictions for week 4, and we'll go game by game. The first game is the Thursday night game, Seahawks and Cardinals. Who you got in that game?
Seahawks and Cardinals are. If it's in Seattle, I'm going to Seattle. I don't know if it's in Seattle or not, but I'm gonna go with Seattle.
I'm going Seattle too. I'm going Sam Darnold, Jackson Smith and Jigma, Kenneth Walker. They just got too many guys. And not to skip over our Monday night game, excuse me. Last game of week 3 is our Monday night game. Lions, Ravens, who you got?
I'm gonna go Ravens by double digits. The Kyle Van Noy, Namdi Matabike being out is a big loss, but I'm still
Loss.
rely on Lamar being Lamar, Derrick Henry being Derrick Henry. That safety matchup for both is going to dictate who wins because you know they both like throwing the ball deep. You got Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks. Malachi Starks is an up and coming rookie. Kyle Hamilton is the best safety in the league. You got Brian Branch, who plays nickel a lot and plays safety. And you got Kirby Joseph. All he does is get interceptions. So I'm going to go with the Ravens, but that should be a great game. And that's your Super Bowl preview, man. Super Bowl pick. So can't wait to watch that one.
Yeah, man, this is my Super Bowl pick. I just think these teams provide yeah, the most kind of punch, the biggest attack that you feel like as a defense you can't handle or you don't know what's coming. Going against
Mm-hmm.
Lamar and the Ravens, I feel like that's every down. And then I feel like the Lions just have way too many guys, right? Like at the end of the season when it comes down to it, it's like put the ball in your playmakers' hands and they just have a lot of playmakers. So
For
I'm thinking they'll
sure.
be there when it ends. I think this will be a between a 5 and 7 point game. I don't think it'll be more than double digits. I think this will be in a single score difference, but I would say maybe like 40-35, something like that, 41-35 by way of the Ravens. And I think I give them the edge because of Derrick Henry.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back to our week 4 predictions. We'll walk through our games, give our predictions, and we'll keep it pushing. We've got the Vikings going up to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers next week. Who you got?
On a Thursday night game? Or no,
That's a
that's not
Sunday.
Thursday night. That's in London.
Yes.
Vikings Steelers. Last time Aaron Rodgers played in London, he had a bad game against the Vikings. So I'm gonna go to Vikings. I think that Brian Flores defense is gonna throw Aaron Rodgers fit. He's not the most mobile. They can send a lot of blitz. You know, Brian Flores likes to blitz a lot. So I just see him being a bad day for Aaron Rodgers, bro. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
That's funny. I was going to say the same thing, but about Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I think Carson Wentz is more mobile than Rodgers right now, though.
I agree. I don't think this is going to be no cakewalk. I think we haven't seen a lot from TJ Watt this year. He's still productive, still killing,
He had 2 sacks yesterday.
but I know still productive, still killing. But I think this is the game where he kind of takes advantage. You know what I'm saying? Where he doesn't play with his food. They got Jalen Ramsey just playing like a madman, and then yeah,
Yeah.
Patrick Queen over there at linebacker. They've got a good defense. I'm kind of gonna rely on that from my pick this week. We don't have too much tape to choose from, but I'm taking the Steelers over the Vikings.
Okay.
Commanders Falcons. Who you got?
If Jaden is playing, I will go with the Commanders.
I'm going.
And if he's not playing, I'm still going to go with the Commanders.
Thank you. I was going to say that exact same thing. The Falcons just got embarrassed, and I think they're going to come out a little more tougher, with more aggression, with more physicality. But yeah, I think the Commanders, they've got guys at every position. And whoever plays at quarterback, I think they'll be able to run the game on the Falcons. Chargers, Giants, who you got?
Chargers don't even got to take too much time on that.
Giants about to get blown out. Texans, Titans. I think this is an interesting matchup. Who you got here?
I'm gonna go Texans. They gotta find a way to get a W, bro. They already 0-3, so man, you gotta get this win because if you don't win this game and you go to Baltimore next week, you're probably gonna go
A
0
wrap.
5. Right.
It's a wrap. Yeah, the Texans have been disappointing. I picked CJ Stroud to win the MVP. I think he's had a lot of ups and downs, even in this short 3 week year. Um, this is gonna be I think this is gonna be a tight game. I think this is like a 19 to 23 type game, a 20 to 24 type game. And I have the Texans taking it because they have to win. I think if you're a CJ, like you do whatever it takes to win this game, even if that means you're like dragging your team to the touchdown. I'm with you. They can't lose. They can't lose. Eagles, Buccaneers. Who you got?
That's gonna be a good game, bro. I might end up being game of the week. I'm gonna go Eagles. Or
I'm
no, no,
going.
no, no. I'm taking it back. I'm gonna go Bucks. They just give the Eagles fits. And the last two times they played them, they won. So I'm gonna go the Bucks.
Damn, you took my thought right out of my head. I'm hella mad when you
Yeah.
switched last minute. Now, look, man, the Bucks play the Eagles well, and I think this
Yeah.
coaching, man, Todd Bowles knows what to do. He's been around the block a lot of times in terms of coaching NFL defenses and leading men. And this Bucks team, I mean, they've got young guys, they've got vets. Their D line and their defense is solid.
Hmm.
I just think they give Eagles trouble. I see the Buccaneers taking this by a touchdown or more.
Okay.
Panthers, Patriots, who you got?
I'm I'm gonna go Patriots. They gotta get another win too, bro. I'm gonna go Patriots.
I'm going Panthers. The Patriots defense isn't good. I'm not gonna like pretend it's good. I think the Panthers can exploit that. Saints, Bills, who you got?
Bills by 50,000 points.
Bills by 100, and I think the backup comes in the third quarter.
Second
Browns,
quarter, probably.
Browns, Lions. Who
I'm
you
gonna
right?
go the Lions will be 1-2, so they need to get that W.
I
So
agree.
I'm gonna go Lions.
I agree. I got the Lions blowing out the Browns. The Browns do have a good and respectable defense, but I think to your point, Lions coming off a loss, yeah, they'll be coming for blood. Jags, Niners, who you got?
I'm gonna go Niners. I'm not sold on Trevor Lawrence as we talked before.
Yeah.
They're still not utilizing Travis Hunter like I thought they would, and Trevor Lawrence is throwing a lot of hospital balls. So I'm
Yes.
going with the 49ers to get after them.
I think Niners will win. I think this game will be exciting. I'm not gonna hate on Trevor Lawrence too much. They've got some guys, some running backs, and some receivers down there who can ball. So I wouldn't be taking them lightly at all if I was the Niners, but I do take my Niners by 10 points. Colts
Yeah.
Rams, who you got?
I'm gonna go Rams, go bounce back from really blowing that Eagles game. So I'm gonna go with the Rams to give Indiana Jones his first loss as a Colt.
I'm going Colts. I'm going Colts off physicality, off their offensive line, being able to kind of match the physicality and the pressure of the Rams defense. And then their running game. I think they'll control a lot of the time of possession. And then, yeah, that just makes easy throws. Like when you have a guy who can run a ball like that, now we about to run 5 yard outs because y'all are all in the box. So I just think their offense has become super, super simplified. And they're hot right now. So I don't see the Rams slowing them down. Bears Raiders, who you got?
We got to get back to being Raiders, so I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Of course, they got to get a W. They can't go 1-3, bro.
I got the Bears. I'm not trying to be mean, but I think Caleb Williams is a little bit too dynamic a quarterback for the defensive line that y'all got. And y'all got some good young safeties and corners, but they're gonna have to cover for a long time because Caleb likes to extend plays, get out the pocket, kind of ad lib a little bit. So I got the Bears. I got the Bears by 7+.
Okay.
Ravens Chiefs, who you got?
Uh that's gonna be. If I said the Buccaneers and the Eagles gonna be game of the week, I forgot the Ravens and Chiefs play week 4. That's gonna be game of the week. Mahomes versus Lamar, two of the best quarterbacks in my opinion right now. Uh, I'm gonna go with the Ravens just because I think when they played them the first time, that was the first time Derrick Henry was a Baltimore Raven his first game, and they didn't really utilize them how they were supposed to. So I think Derrick Henry is gonna have a good game. So I'm gonna go with the Ravens on that game. That should be a great game, though. That might be an AFC Championship preview.
The Ravens are about to beat the shit out the Chiefs. Like,
I
I'm
ain't
not even
saying all
kidding.
that now.
I'm not even kidding. I think this is one of the worst Chief teams. If you take away the defensive end, the number 95, my guy,
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones, if you take away Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, this is not a good football team.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be clear. This is not a good football team. Like the football team we've seen in the past where like Patrick Mahomes could throw for 150 and then other guys are just going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't that. Like Mahomes has to run the ship. They have to have a solid running game. All of their receivers have to catch the ball. This isn't the year where you can lead the league in drops and do
Mm-hmm.
well. Like they gonna get blown if they come in there playing like that. And
Nah, for
I don't
sure.
think those guys are good enough. And I think the Ravens defense got a lot better. Younger, faster, and stronger. So I got the Ravens by 2 touchdowns. This is a 35-21 game to me.
Okay.
Packers, Cowboys, who you got?
Return of Micah in Dallas. I think Michael Parsons is gonna feast. They traded him away for nothing. I think it's a big statement game. It's a Sunday night football game. Everybody in the world will be watching this game. So I think Michael Parsons has a Khalil Mack game when Khalil Mack played
Came
his
back
first
open.
game. Yeah. So yeah. I'm gonna go the Packers to have a bounce back. CD Lamb won't be playing, so I think the offense for the Cowboys are going to be real stagnant. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with the Packers.
This is the night game.
Mm-hmm.
I say this to say, after this game, most football fans will get to know one wide receiver's name,
Matthew Golden.
Matthew Golden.
I knew
I
what he
think
was
it's the
talking about.
Cowboys game because I don't think it's a person on that team who could cover, bro.
Not Trayvon Diggs. Every time you see him, he always running, trying to go catch somebody because he got burnt.
He's getting embarrassed, bro. So yeah, there's a clip with him and O'Dunes, and he tries to jam O'Dunes, and
As soon
O'Dunes
as he
like
jammed him,
he's like, okay, I'll just run by you. Trade falls, slips, touchdown, O'Dunes. I'm like, if this is how we're playing football, cool. I'll take the wide receiver all day. Matthew Golden is a good young cat.
that boy better be
But
getting ready to be an uncle for Stephon Diggs' baby. So shoot,
right,
go be an uncle, bro, because
right,
this
right,
shit is
right.
looking pitiful.
Yeah, I got the Packers by a touchdown plus.
Okay,
Jets Dolphins Monday night.
Jets Dolphins. I'm gonna go with the Jets. Aaron Glenn gets his first W as a Jets head coach.
Yep. I'm trying to see Tyrod get a win, man. I thought I was like hoping that they would be competitive, and I would
Mm-hmm.
when I watched some of that game, I was really enjoying what I was watching. Their defense and special teams turned it up. I love Aaron Glenn as a head coach. I ain't gonna lie, like the no nonsense shit is kind of my favorite, right? Like
Yep,
if we dropping the ball, go clean out your locker.
he acting
I wish
like
the Niners were like
he
that, dog.
remind me of your
We'd have got rid of Jake Moody years ago.
he remind me of your pops. No nonsense.
No nonsense, man. So I really like that. I like Tyrod. I like Justin Fields. Anytime brothers are at quarterback and they're underrated or underappreciated or kind of been on the low and get an opportunity, I want to see them do well. And the Dolphins aren't really great on any side of the ball, and I think they need to move on from Tua. Bengals Broncos. Who you got?
I'm gonna say Broncos. They get a W. Jake Browning is just keeps throwing interceptions. The secondary for the Broncos should be better than they was the last couple games. So I'm gonna go them.
If the Bengals start that quarterback again, the score is going to be like 35-0.
Pastor and Tam might have 2 interceptions.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a little embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Like
No doubt. No
they need
doubt.
to get it together, and I don't know how you can own that team with pride.
Get your boy Jameis. Remember you say you wanted Jameis? Put
I
Jameis in.
agree, but also like they need to like go look for offensive line, like actively go look for offensive line. Kind of like
Mm-hmm.
what the Raiders need to do. Y'all just need to go shop.
Not about us right now, bro. It's
I
not
know,
about
I
us.
know,
Not
I
about
know.
us.
I got the Broncos over the Bengals by 20 plus if all the circumstances stay the
Let me
same.
grieve in peace right now, dog.
That is super funny. Super funny. Right now, y'all, those are our predictions for week 4. Thank you for rocking with us. If you made it this far in the podcast, please go ahead and subscribe. For subscribers and subscribers only, tap in if you'd like to purchase a hoodie. You can
No
hit
doubt.
Delonte on Instagram or any social media. You can hit myself on Instagram or any social media to inquire. Brother Tay, let them know what your songs of the day are, my guy.
Shout out my boy GQ, 7 days a week. Y'all go slap that, type in Poppy GQ 7 days a week. That was my song of the day. What
There
about
you
you,
go.
brother?
There you go. My song of the day is Free Game Vic, Grand Avenue. And that's where we spent a lot of our time growing up. So the song is super dope. And I'm always listening to it when I'm riding by the lake. So shout out to my boy Vic.
And
Uh,
one last thing too. Shout out to everybody that won week 2. I know we didn't get a chance to say that. Everybody that won week 2. Lil, you won week 2. Mo. I feel like I'm missing people. Drew, Rajay, I believe, and I think Angel. Shout out y'all. I lost week 2, but I'm trying to get my get back this week. I got 3 players on fantasy right now. I play against Rajay, so trying to get this dub tonight. I need Lamar and Derrick Henry and J-Mo to do their thing so I can get that dub. Because I'm trying to get that trophy, bro. Trying to get that trophy.
exactly. Hey, and shout out to Tay, man, for putting together the Stand On It podcast league for fantasy football. If you're interested in tapping in, or if you want us to tap in with a whole another league and create another league next year as well, lock in with us, man. We always trying to create something for our guys and for community.
For
Thank you for
sure.
joining us here on the Stand On It podcast. That's a wrap for episode 7. We want to give a huge shout out to our boy Angel, a huge shout out to Kingmakers of Oakland, and we want to thank our listeners and subscribers for rocking with us. Stay tuned for next week's edition of the Stand On It podcast, dropping on Thursday. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
You pick the side, I just hope you gon' stand on it.